Thank you. Thank you. We have already been blessed by this service. May be ashamed to spoil it with a politician. But you can relax. I haven't been in office in a long time. I've almost forgotten what I'm supposed to do. Bishop Blake is, as many of you know, like me, a native of Arkansas. My presidential library is on the river across a bridge, a short bridge from where he was born. So I have followed his life, work, and career with great admiration. I was in Los Angeles before you had such fancy digs. And I have noticed that you did not just move into your fancy digs, you also helped to develop the whole area. Something you should be very proud of. I want to thank the people who came with me today. Thank you, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, and thank you, Sidney Williams, and thank you, Congresswoman Karen Bass. Thank you, Attorney General Kamala Harris. Thank you, former Congresswoman and Ambassador Diane Watson. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Yvonne Braithwaite-Burke. Thank you to Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance and their budding photographer son, and thank you to Cookie and Magic Johnson. You know, Magic Johnson and I are longtime friends, and I almost didn't recognize him. He's lost so much weight. I hear that he's going to try to make a comeback in the NBA. I want to thank Mark Ridley Thomas of the LA Board of Supervisors and everybody else. I will be very brief. This has been a long political season. Many things have been said in this season which would have been better left unsaid. But it's a strange time. Eight years ago, we had this terrible, terrible financial crash. It was the worst since the Depression. It wiped out trillions of dollars in wealth. People by the hundreds of thousands lost their homes, and by the millions lost their jobs. And we have been in a struggle to come back from that. We now have the jobs back. We have 90% of our people with health insurance for the first time. Under President Obama's leadership, we saved our automobile industry. We have 900,000 new manufacturing jobs. We have all these positive things happening. For all of our continuing challenges, we're the best positioned big country in the world. We've had more jobs, and we're younger and more diverse in our workforce. And having lost it, I can tell you, when it comes to economics, youth does matter. And we are young and diverse, and it matters. We have the best science and technology base. We have the best education and training. We just have to make sure that all our young people can graduate from college debt-free, and that those that have debt can pay it off without being bankrupt. We have to do that. But looking forward, I'd rather be an American than a member of any other country on earth because of what we've got. Now, why are we all so mad? Because 80% of the people after inflation still haven't gotten a raise since the crash. And because a lot of young people can't even move out of their parents' home because their college debt is so great. And because a lot of people in these areas that are ravaged by prescription drug and heroin abuse believe the lives of their communities will never be good again, and believe they have failed their children, failed to give them brighter horizons than they have. So we're living in a time when there's all this good news and quite a bit of continuing trouble. And if you look around the world, it's happening everywhere. Slow growth, stagnant wages, rising inequality, declining upward mobility, people scared in Europe of immigrants. In Africa, the 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies in the world, and 3 big terrorist groups, often going on right by side. In Asia, rising countries in Southeast Asia, China's in trouble. A lot of pressure from China on the little guys. You can see this everywhere. In Europe, a lot of countries saying, "Hey, we don't want to be democracies anymore. It's a lot of trouble letting people vote. It's a lot of trouble herding people together that are different." And there's that pesky old press. Just get rid of it. This is going on everywhere. There is a battle for the future over whether the promise or the problem will dominate our thinking. That's why, to the Madam Singer, I love the hymn you sang today, because it's easy to get scared and choose the easier wrong path. That's what the whole election's about. Do you believe we can have shared prosperity like you're trying to create all around this church? If we did what you've done here, if we did it everywhere in America, could we reduce inequality? Could we restore upward mobility? Could we help bring people back from the depths of despair? I believe we could. That's why Hillary wants to be president. She said, we can't leave people out and leave them behind. Do you believe inclusive prosperity, or do you believe, what's that slogan, make America great again? Now, for the young people here, you got to be a certain age to understand that's a code saying. It means way more than what it sounds like. That means, hey, put me in there, and I will make the economy the way it was for you 40 or 50 years ago. In other words, America wasn't so great for everybody 40, 50 years ago, including the parents and a lot of the people in this great congregation. Second problem with that is they can't do it. I see all these attractive young people, and I think, boy, I'd like to be 20 again, just to see what's going to happen. Wouldn't you, Bishop? Just to see what's going to happen. But it ain't going to happen. So we have to decide, are we going to try to promise people a past that can't be achieved and wasn't so hot for people? Or are we going to create a future of shared prosperity, where we live in the same community and relish our diversity, and where we are citizens together building a whole new chapter of greatness? Is it about the future or a past? Is it about unity or division? And what about this pesky old world out there? Are we going to wake up every day and look at it with bridges or walls? And that's the whole deal. I believe that from the time the first human beings rose up on our planet, they have been on a journey. For those of us who have faith, we believe they've been on a long journey seeking God. There is a reason in the African American church funerals are called homegoings. Life is a journey that you expect somehow to bring you back to where you began, but with greater understanding, greater appreciation, and a staggering amount of wonder